We got just a little bit of real 2K25 gameplay to look at, plus a lot of big news in my opinion. So you see the my player's name is still MP. He's getting bumped up on these crosses right here, which could be a good sign for defense in 2K25, but we'll see. Now this next one I thought was much more important. It's where MP goes down and gets a contact dunk, and then you're able to go into like Team USA from high school. But I want to look at this one clip right here where he goes for the posterizer, and you see that meter actually does go backwards. Like Mike Wang said, it starts from the top and then you want to let go right as it goes away, which he said is to help with latency and stuff like that on the game. So basically from what they're saying is latency shouldn't be that big of an issue with shooting this year, but of course, you know, that doesn't really help with dribbling and stuff like that as well. So we'll see. Okay, we will see. But I thought this was some really cool information. All right, so Zach Timmerman, like the OG Mike Wang, was asked, is there new build archetype names? And he said, yes, there are well over 100 new possible archetype names that can be discovered. Some of my favorites are Rim Attacker, Small Ball 4, Swiss Army Knife, and Junkyard Guard. That is pretty cool in my opinion. And look, yesterday was just so much information, and I want to apologize to you guys because I don't always get the perfect, you know, comprehension of everything going on. I looked at it again, and yes, the gym rat, the stamina does transfer over to all the builds after you do it once, so not that big of a deal to me. I know I made it a big deal yesterday, but I had to go back and read it, and I'm reading the comments, and yeah, I think that most of the news yesterday we got was pretty good. Now, Zach Timmerman also said something not mentioned. If you apply cap breakers and your archetype name wants to change, you're given the option of doing so. You can keep your current or grab the new. The cool part about the new ones is they may end up being names that just aren't possible in the builder. That is pretty crazy information right there for those of you like me that care about builds, man. We are able to possibly get, after the cap breakers, names that you can't get when first creating a build. That is actually wild, and I think that's going to be pretty cool, but we'll see how it plays out, of course, when the game releases. So this one right here says, what advantages do shorter builds have this year? Shorter builds are a constant subject of discussion for us. It's clear that a shorter build, while likely faster, quicker, and with better handles, has a hard time getting off a viable shot against lengthy defenders. This made it very difficult, ultimately, to succeed as a small scorer. We are giving more wiggle room to smalls in the builder. In addition, we're introducing a new badge called Mini Marksman, which allows a smaller shooter, 6'3" or shorter, to shoot more effectively against taller defenders. Now, hey, look, I don't want to be that guy, okay? I don't want to have to be that guy, but Mismatch Expert is literally that badge. We used to have Mismatch Expert. If you guys were there, you know what I'm talking about. It is the exact same description of that badge. But anyway, what are the attribute ratings needed to unlock legend badges? All legend badges have at least one attribute requirement that is in the 90s. Most are 97, 98, 99, very high. The lowest is strong handle, which requires a 93 strength as well as 80 ball handle. So although that one's pretty low for a legend badge, you still have to have 80 ball handle as well. Now, Wolf, former 2K League player turned into developer for 2K, he said, cap breakers are one of my favorite new features for builds in 2K25. Cap breakers have a few rules. You cannot raise attributes past your build's physical limitations. Example, if your build caps at 87 3 ball due to wingspan, you cannot apply any cap breakers to your 3 ball. You can only apply a max of 5 cap breakers onto a single attribute. So this, throughout the year, and especially, you know, in the beginning of the year as well, but throughout the year as we unlock more of these cap breakers, is going to be really interesting on how the newer builds are made, but also in the very beginning as well, because it's like, let's say this year, what is gold posterizer? 93 driving dunk. You're going to make a build, for example, with like 91 driving dunk, but of course, you remember, it has to be able to get 93, okay? So you would make it 91 and then just add the cap breakers on to get 93. And that way, you're not spending as much attributes from what I'm seeing in that category, because, you know, 92 and 93 driving dunk is probably more expensive than, you know, 50 driving dunk to 70 in the builder. So anyway, That's what we know for now. This is Mike Wing, where he was talking about our ankle breaker animations working without takeover. He said you'll have a small chance to drop defenders with high levels of ankle assassin in 2K25. Frequency cranks up considerably with takeover. And that made me pretty happy because, man, 2K for a long time, I know there's just so much controversy around the dribbling in the game, right? But I miss seeing people fall to the ground. It doesn't have to be as insane as 2K19 or 2K18, whatever it is, that obviously Mike Wing doesn't want the game. It's very obvious he doesn't want it to be like that because it's been years without it. But I would like to see an increase because, like, this year, to break ankles the most efficiently, the takeover you choose is sharpshooting takeover. Like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? One of the playmaking takeovers, hopefully, is about breaking ankles with ankle assassin, you know, stuff like that. All that combined, putting a lot of attributes into ball handle to get ankle assassin, stuff like that, should pay off for you. You know what I'm saying? It should give you an advantage. So we'll see, right? Anyway, Double H, who was one of the like 2 or 3 people yesterday. If you guys didn't pay attention, if you weren't in the stream, one of the 2 or 3 people yesterday that from 2K got early access to give us footage and information on the builder. Him and Joe Knows, and I think maybe Uncle Demi, but him and Joe Knows literally uploaded at the same exact time at 11 o'clock before we had even seen that information from 2K. So although it wasn't really talked about much by them, it was obvious it was early access information, right? So what I'm trying to get to is he knows what he's talking about when he says stuff like this, okay? He said 99 ball handle will unlock your legend unpluckable. 99 ball handle. Now, a lot of people have said this year that Hall of Fame unpluckable versus gold is like no difference at all. So if I go up, if steals are good in, you know, 2K25 and I go up to make a build because I just don't want to get ripped, like I'm getting on this build specifically because I don't want to lose the ball as much, to legend unpluckable and I'm still getting ripped, man, that would be pretty rough, okay? So there needs to be a difference, obviously, between gold and Hall of Fame and legend for every badge. Now, agility has no effect on ball handling, Mike Wing says. The only attributes that affect dribbling are ball handle and speed with ball. So we might see a lot of these quote-unquote comp builds not have agility because, you know, they're not really there to play defense and things like that. So we'll see how that goes, but this is pretty important. Statistics said, what is the exact ball control attribute to get legendary ankle assassin? This guy said, I'm thinking 98. And then Zach Timmerman, who is like the OG Mike Wing, I told you guys, he said nailed it. So he works for 2K, by the way, if I didn't say that earlier or if you didn't know. So 98 is what is needed. And I'm just glad as well, by the way, I want to say this real quick, that maybe it wasn't me 2K listened to, but I said many times, it doesn't make sense how there's many attributes in the game where, like this year on 2K24, 99 ball handle gives you nothing. No, I'm not even kidding. Go look on the builder, go look through animations, whatever it is, nothing. That doesn't make any sense, right? There needs to be something for 99, and now there actually is something for 99, so that is good. Hopefully there's like some animations that go with it too. Like that would be really cool if 2K had, let's say, kind of like how the badges are, had elite and or Hall of Fame animations and legendary animations, and those legendary like jump shots or legendary, you know, driving dunks are only unlockable. Like let's say, you know, some Vince Carter dunks are only unlockable at a 99 driving dunk, and they're clearly good, like they're very good. So that would be interesting to see. Like imagine getting Allen Iverson's dribble moves at 99 ball handle, and those like break ankles very obviously more than other dribble animations. Anyway, Wolf said right here, legend badges are powerful and will be expensive in the builder. Now, of course, we probably could have already guessed that, but he's just clarifying that for us. And then he said right here, some more insight on the 2K25 builder. This is the guy that makes the builder, by the way. If you decide to go for legend badges in a category, your build will suffer in other areas. If you want to be specialized and elite at one or two things, you will be lackluster in other areas. Alternatively, you can be a good, well-rounded build with a few Hall of Fames, a lot of gold and silver badges in all categories. A balanced do-it-all build. Ultimately, it's your decision on how you want to play 2K25. Excited for you all to get in there and start labbing. So that is some pretty good information to take in right there. That's also what I said in the stream yesterday, and it was my guess from looking at the builder last year that all-around builds are going to be great. Of course, I think that they're going to be, for most people, better than specialized builds. But of course, you know, on 2K24, specialized builds are amazing. My 99 three-point Curry build is insane, like especially with the Patrick Mills jump shot, you know, all that stuff. So it's really just what you can do with a build. And also there's some builds like, you know, the no defense guard builds and stuff where you need a team to be around you to help you, to, you know, like hide you in the corner and help you with the cuts. But in turn of you getting scored on a bit more, you're also putting up a lot more points and helping the offense a lot more. So there's a lot of things that you got to take into factor. But anyway, are any shooting badges aside from mini marksman height capped? Zach Timmerman said shifty shooter maxes at 6'11". So shifty shooter is going to max out at 6'11". There's going to be a lot of badges that they don't want you to be able to get on those super tall builds. You know what I'm saying? So shifty shooter, by the way, let me just go ahead and get this for you guys, the description of what exactly shifty shooter is. That way we're not, you know, confused here. It improves a player's ability to successfully make off the dribble high difficulty jump shots. Off the dribble high difficulty jump shots. So it doesn't say mid ranges, it doesn't say three pointers. It's going to be for both areas from what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? So we might see the return of, it's kind of seems like Agent 3s to me in a way. They're obviously putting a lot more badges into one, which I said was good. I think that's good in my opinion. Solo said this year when you wear a +1 sleeve or have +3 to an attribute, it does affect badges and animations. Game changing. Now, I don't know where he's seen that. We do know that, you know, the cap breakers help. I don't know where he's seen that the sleeves and all that help as well. So either way, I don't think he's lying, because I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys who's like in with 2K now. I do like that. You know, that's something we talked about, and I can't complain because that is literally something I've been begging 2K to do for a few years now, and especially with 2K24 with how the legend grind was and stuff. So, you know, at the moment, real quick, it's so weird how yesterday, you know, I was wrong about like the stamina thing when I was complaining about that, but the 2K community so quickly went from, because I had just a few complaints yesterday about what was going on. It's like, you know, we're complaining about what's going on. We want all these changes. Then yesterday we get some good news, some promising potential news, and then you are not allowed to complain about anything about the game. And it's so weird because even after I'm complaining and you guys know what I do, I still see people like, oh, he was paid by 2K to make this news. Like, bro, I don't know. It's just new people at this point. But you guys see what I'm saying, bro. Like, I'm just literally going to give you my exact opinion on everything we see. We could have a video like this one where I think that we've got a lot of good news. So it might sound like I'm hyping up the game, but I'm just interested in it and I think it's good news. And then we could have one where I'm just completely hating on it because I don't like any of it. I don't think it's going to be good. See what I'm saying? Anyway, Zach Timmerman was added. Can you stack cap breakers and badge perks? So like if you use a cap breaker to go from gold to Hall of Fame, then you can use a badge perk to go from Hall of Fame to legend. Zach Timmerman said, yes, the max +1 badge perk allows that. That's also really good news from yesterday, is that +1 badge perk. I think that's really cool. That is miles and miles ahead better than badge regression and then rewarding us with a floor setter that helps us not lose the badge. That was literally our biggest rewards this year on 2K24 with the seasons. Like, they took your badges away and then said, hey, you got to play the game a lot to unlock this reward that's going to help you not lose the badge, which we just added into the game where you can lose badges. Like, dude, horrible idea, and this sounds much more promising. Now, this is our first like maybe look of the city. It was just one frame basically, so yeah, skyscrapers once again, expect that. Now, yesterday we didn't talk about this. I'm sure some of you guys know by now, but the MyCourt is back in 2K25. This is not the one. This is like a 2K16 screenshot or 15. I can't remember. But yeah, the MyCourt is back. I just didn't even mention it yesterday because it's not something I'm like, oh yes, it's back. And I've seen a lot of people doing that. And you know, it's okay to be excited for that or whatever, but just in my opinion, this is something that we should have been had for years and years. They literally took it out for years now, and then are just now giving it back. It's not something I'm going to be like, yeah, great job, 2K. Bro, they literally gave last gen a MyCourt. Last gen this year has a MyCourt, and it actually looks cool too. Like, it's one of the only things when I went on that game that I gave praise about from 2K because it looks good. So anyway, Boofeek said, leave your condolences for these badges, man. Agent 3s, catch and shoot, open look, screen machine, guard up. Like, so many of these badges, blinders is gone. But they're not like actually gone. I mean, maybe some of them are, but as you guys see right here, I see there are less shooting badges, all right? Are these combined into other badges? He said, many of our badges from 2K24 have been combined with others to make them more all-encompassing in 2K25. Catch and shoot is rolled into set shot specialist. Blinders is rolled into Deadeye. Green machine, however, has been completely removed. It is gone. Green machine is gone, guys. RIP to a legendary badge in 2K history. But, you know, don't be surprised if in a year or two we see some badge that fits that exact description with a different name, or maybe they just bring it back. I don't know. Now, Team Takeover has been replaced by Team Chemistry in 2K25. The team contributes to a shared meter with teamwork-related plays, assist, good help, etc. When the meter's full, all players receive in-game boosts that further benefit team play. Boosts vary by mode and chemistry. So I'm excited to see how that plays out, because in the beginning of 2K24, Team Takeover was very easy to get, and then they did a patch. You guys that have been playing the game and watching these videos, you heard me talk about it. They literally changed how Team Takeover is, but they didn't say anything. It was a secret in one of their patches. They didn't say anything, but it was very obvious that it hasn't been the same. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but I just wish they would tell us, you know, what's going on. Does playing My Career progress the games needed to unlock Takeover levels 4 and 5? He said yes. Playing NBA career games, excluding practice drills, will count towards unlocking Takeover levels. Remember, you will unlock level 4 by activating level 3 in 10 different games, and level 5 by activating level 4 in 15 different games. Takeover level unlocks do carry over between saves. So now that we know that the stamina, like I told you guys, actually carries over, this is still one of my complaints because there's so many takeovers. That's what people aren't understanding. I had people saying in the last video like, oh my gosh, Badge Plus just complaining. Bro, it's 30 games. Everyone's going to play 30 games, but that's for one takeover. So every single takeover you want is going to take 30 games, unless I'm reading it wrong, right? Like, to unlock a takeover, it's going to take 30 games, bro. I mean, just imagine this year with not that many takeovers. You know, like, so let's say you're a casual player, you got a job, you got a family, you got, you know, whatever it is, you got to come home and play 30 games to get sharpshooting takeover, and then now you want to use finishing takeover. It's going to take you another 30 games. Like, but now we have way more takeovers, guys. So I don't want to be like, for example, last year, badge regression, I was from the start, I actually even, you know, hinted about it before it was even announced. But from the day it was announced, I was a gigantic hater of badge regression. I don't want to be acting like I'm a gigantic hater of this yet until I see it, but I don't think it's going to be something that excites people. I think it's going to be one of the complaints in a few months that people complain about. Unless I'm just reading it wrong, of course. I'm still trying to comprehend all this news we have gotten the last 2 days, guys. It is a lot, and I'm going to be wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to comprehend everything perfectly, but I don't know. That's all I'm saying about that. I don't want to yap about it forever. Guys, drop a like. Watch this video right here if you didn't see yesterday's build news, because this right here, bro, if you didn't see this, you're literally going to open up 2K25 and be like, what am I looking at? Like, you literally have to see this information. It's not just to get you to click on. You're going to be very confused if you don't. Click it, tap it, whatever you got to do, and I'm out of here. Peace.